And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the ACL Pro 2K MLG series. And of course, it is the grand final. About to get underway. Mega Gaming all the way across the ditch there in New Zealand. Go up against Team Immunity, one of, if not the Australia's best team going around right now. Of course, you know, they have been very dominant with their core four lineup, as we do know them. Naked, Buzzin, Shocks, and Fighter. Better get underway again in just a moment. But right now, Curry, what are you thinking for this one? You like Mega have been playing well today. Of course, you know, 3 of the 4 members from Ignitions, and of course Eminence, who was the original member of and captain of Mega, now picking up these guys and making a team. Yep. They're going to perform well come Brisbane, but tonight up against Immunity online, what are you sort of feeling?
Well, I've been watching the Mega crew throughout the past week, especially during some of the CG comps they've been performing so well in. And it's not just today that they've been performing. They've been doing this consistently for the past week or so. And they actually took out one of the CG Astro placing cups. And one of their cups on that, not too sure exactly what it is, but they ended up placing first for it. They did very well in that. And a lot of people were like, oh, it's a lucky victory. They're not going to do well at all. And coming into the grand final here, the 2K, they're up against Team Immunity. And a lot of people would have said, they got lucky to get here, but you got to wonder how many times they've been lucky, because they're starting to perform really well and they're starting to do it under the pressure too. So I think they well deserve their spot here in the grand final, and they could definitely go toe to toe with Immunity.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, if people are saying it's like, I don't think it's that sort of case. They are a strong team. I've seen these guys perform at LAN. As I mentioned when I was casting with Mike earlier, the original Ignitions team did first off against this Immunity squad, formerly known as Unite, back then at Wellington in 2013 in January. And while Immunity did whitewash them in the grand final on Black Ops 2, they had like choppers and dogs and stuff going on, because that's how good they were. Mega, the players, and I've seen these guys perform, they still did well. Obviously, 3 of these members dig up against the GameCon or Plantronics Envy team who went over there mid-last year in July, I think it was, for the Auckland LAN, and they defeated GameCon, the Envy team then. So yeah, they are a good team, they are good players, and it'll show as you've seen them today, and hopefully again here in the grand final. I'm sure it's going to be a great matchup. I don't think it'll be a complete whitewash, but that being said, maybe Immunity will just be too strong. Who knows? You do get to have a host on each side, so being a New Zealand host may not favour that much for Immunity, but we'll have to wait and find, obviously, because it does change the other side of things as well. Immunity get to host when up against the Mega squad. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. Obviously, we are still waiting for, would seem, one member of the Immunity team, and someone just joins and backs out, realising what is going on. But we are just waiting for that last member of Immunity. Of course, Buzzin, I think he's off bulking somewhere to get someone with more of those strong nades with the strong arm to come out later on in the game. But our best out of 5 series, what we'll be seeing, I just wanted to try and find the rotation, but it hadn't been checked. But this is a grand final, so tweet it out, let everyone know. And of course, MLG.TV/ACL is the actual link. You don't have to worry about the whole big link. It's for the little one here. Does the job for you. And of course, make sure you tag at ACL Pro. Include the hashtag ACL2K. Include any hashtag you want, and let us know who you think's going to win as well.
Any hashtag.
I want to know. Yeah, hashtag any hashtag. I want that. I want hashtag any hashtag. Got to do that. But these guys, we are still waiting for their match details to come on up, so we know what maps these will be playing in. But I believe it will be another best out of 5 series, just like that semi-final was. I'm sort of feeling this could go to a game 4, if not a game 5. I really am.
It could go. Either it's going to be very one-sided, or it's going to be a very close game. I don't think there's not going to be a real in-between. Either one of these teams is just going to blitz the other, which could potentially be Immunity. It's going to be a close one. Mega will make them, run for their money to speak so. But both of these teams are going to walk away from this, nevertheless, first or second, a fair few pro points in their back pocket, which will help them coming into Brisbane and in future events, even on some online rounds for MLG and ACL. But there's not too much more to say about it, Mega. We gave them a brief description about what they've been doing over the past week. Immunity, everyone knows them. They went over, champs, and they performed. They went with top 13 or 13th and 12th place. They ended up around about there. And so both of these teams, they know what they need to do to perform under pressure and perform, when people are watching, to say so.
Yeah, no, you are right. They both know exactly what it takes to sort of compete at this sort of level, and they are fully aware of that. Obviously, like we said, they are signed up. I'm hoping they are fully confirmed. I know they are signed up for Brisbane. I saw their names on that. I'm hoping that they are fully confirmed and everything's booked and in the bag for them all. So we'll have to see them there, catch up with the guys, because I didn't actually get to catch up with them at the last New Zealand event. Sadly, didn't catch up with many people. People were coming up to me saying hello, and I was in extraordinary pain. I just had to focus on getting the stream up and running so I could bail and go to hospital. But Buzzard's in now. Buzzard's in, so we're good to go. Hopefully, these guys will just make sure. And as I said, they're probably still waiting for the actual match details as well, so they know what again, will be our first course domination. It will be, but what map is the question for them? And on their minds, looks like we've got that coming through now. So I'm just bringing that up on my screen. Again, game battles load. There we are. And it would seem Freight will be the first one, followed by an SMD on Sovereign, and then a Blitz Warhawk to kick things off on this matchup. And I want to see if it has to come to Blitz Warhawk. I want to see if Buzzin captures on that map. You know, he capped on Freight. But he did run an SMG. He's got to run an AR. If he doesn't run an AR on Blitz Warhawk, Immunity have definitely changed up their strats because people have known what they're going to do every single time. So, and it does have to happen sooner or later. If you're a team that always is at the top, teams sort of realize what you start to do, and you've got to start changing a few little minor things up just to keep them guessing and always compete at the extra level that you want to be on. But right now, you know, I'm sort of feeling a small map like Freight.
Yep.
Ooh. You know, I think the SMG gun game from Immunity might be a bit greater than Mega's coming to this one.
But Mega have host. So
yeah, I know, but...
Yeah, see?
I just think the SMG gun game, Immunity's SMG skills, I think that'll play a bit of a part coming to this one.
I've been on Eminence's host. I don't know if you've played on Eminence's host, and it's... You're 2 steps behind the ball if you're an Australian player. I can tell you that right now. It's very
But that's on your net anyway. That's
well, not all.
That's not a good comparison, Will.
You live in the middle of nowhere, though.
Still have better than you. You feel bad yet?
I guarantee, due to the distance, you wouldn't connect as well as him to me. Don't even care.
You say that now, but ladies and gentlemen, we are still waiting for Shocks, who was in here but left for some reason. Buzzin joins us, and I'm not quite sure what these guys are trying to do here, but they are getting ready for this one. And also, that's a little shout out here to ACL Beware, who's been on the back end behind us all this time. You know, on the production side of things, really working hard. And also to Mike Star, even though he's not casting at the moment, he has been helping us, giving updates on scores, finding what matches we can get into. And he was casting, obviously, earlier on today as well, with the 4 series that he took out, but 2 of myself and 2 of Curry. So, you know, shout out to those 2 people, and obviously just ACL in general. You've got Hoggy and Neon, who are both in the background doing the admin side of things, really helping out. And anyone else who's been watching all day, you know, give them proper fits. And obviously a shout out to all the mums out there. See you later. As we'll wait now for Shocks to get back into the lobby and hopefully, you know, be able to get this grand final underway.
Anytime, Shocks. Just
it would be good.
It would be quite nice if you eventually did join. But all right, we're gonna change tactics here. We're gonna avoid these 2 teams and let's pretend they're not here. Bio, ACL Brisbane, a few weeks away. Gonna be the first ACL hosted event minus COD Champs. COD Champs doesn't count. It's gonna be the first event ACL have hosted on their own. It's gonna be Brisbane. You and me, we're gonna be there. We're gonna be casting
this year.
For this year. You know what I've made for Ghosts? Come on.
Well, sometimes.
And Shocks does join, but we'll keep the conversation going. It's going to be the first... We're going to be there, which is important. But it's going to be the first main Ghost event for these Australian teams, minus New Zealand, because AVT doesn't count. Coming into
count much, but okay, keep going.
I don't count much, no. I don't count at all. Like, mathematically, no. But it's going to be a very important event. We've seen a few teams perform today. Have any of them, you know, kind of like struck a nerve to say, like, or they've stayed in your mind? Was Brisbane?
Honestly, coming into it, you know, I saw a great game by Immunity. The game style had changed for them. We saw Naked picking up a lot of kills, massive slaying role. We saw Buzzin running objective. That really doesn't happen. And that being said, Avant, you know, Vol sort of really stepped up his game there as well. The rest of the team still a little bit there in some stages, but Avant really stepped in their game as well, and just in general. And also Mega. This is the first time I've actually seen this Mega lineup compete and play. So, you know, to me, it's these 3 teams have played very well, obviously, today, and they deserve to be mentioned. Obviously, Trident, who was finished up 4th in the comp, well, tied 3rd, 4th there with the Avant squad for 800 pro points. You know, it's one of those things that they've all played a part in my mind because they're the only ones I've actually seen. I didn't get to see Trident, but yeah, just the play style that I saw from Immunity during that matchup with Avant, with the S&D on Warhawk, with those strong arm stuns coming up from Buzzin, just a bit of more of aggressiveness and different play styles with a couple of extra ARs with thermals on top. That sort of stuff is what I like to see. And Vol sort of made a tweet about it saying, you know, it's great to see a team finally picking up a bit more of the US meta when it comes to play styles. And, you know, I have to agree, it really is. While we do try and play differently to the American squad because we have to keep them guessing whether we have to verse them, if you can understand their meta and play like them, sometimes that can play a vital role and really help you out in the long run. It seemed to be the case there for that Immunity squad. So, you know, while Immunity are tipped heavy favourites to take out any event they attend, you know, I liked seeing what they performed with today.
Interesting. All right, interesting words there. Let's watch the Mega guys off the crew. How about Wolfman himself, Mega Eminence, we'll see what he's up to. Always rocking that Christmas camo. A little bit behind in the seasons there, mate. But we'll see him what he goes for straight off the bat, heading towards that B flag. Let's see if his host is too strong for the immunity players, as it's going to be a lot of grenades and tacticals coming in straight onto B immunity. They're not going to kid around, and then they're straight onto B contested. And that's going to be 2 down for Mega.
You'll see one up high there. Shots coming on through as he chases on around. Just like I said, the bit of the SMG gun game, it's going to come down to it, this sort of play style. As Bosman's hiding up high there, he's running like that R5 out instead. The rest of his teammates will be running with the SMG squads and just trying to keep these guys off the B flag while they hold that up. Quickly cycle through the Mega squad just to see what they're running with. Looks like it's a 4-man SMG run, which is standard stuff for most teams on Freight. Unless you want to have one person running a bit of a defensive style like Buzzin does, and you just more of a slayer role to try and keep people away at certain times. But just that aggressiveness coming out here from the immunity squad, really keeping the Mega guys down there at bay. If they try and push up and come out of anywhere, they're entering back and splitting these players up. It's 18-10 right now. First minute gone. Immunity with that lead.
Great job by Immunity. They managed to counter Mega quite well with all the tacticals and lethals they've thrown. They've basically just shut them out of the middle of the map there, and the guys over at Mega, they're going to have to adapt to this one. Back and back, nice little double fighter from the backside. No, triple for Fighter before Killer Pie shuts him down. That has to be roughly the 4th time Fighter throughout this competition has got a triple in one game, or just a triple in general, as he just did stick his own teammate there. A little pat on the back for Naked. Fighter, he's just willing to kill anyone right now, as he is currently 5 for 2, just dropping players left, right, and center.
Yeah, I was questioning what Naked was doing there. I thought, or sorry, what Shocks was doing there with that nade onto Naked. I think he may have expected he was playing Halo campaign on Legendary, trying that plasma on him, trying to send him out and pick up a few of those kills for him. But it's not a different game, mate. Try and focus on what you're doing in front of you. Right now, Buzzin's on 3-3 with 1 cap to his name. His teammates are pushing all the way in and around. And, just watching one of these players, I don't know if it's just me, it might be Buzzin's connection, who knows. Bit of FPS lag on that sort of screen. I don't know, if that was him or me in that sort of situation. But right now, I'm here with Naked. Naked's being a smart play here, pushing into the C area to try and at least neutralise the C flag. Thanks to the minimap, we can see in Oracle mode, of course, these players are coming back towards him now. He'll be able to neutralise that, pick up the kill. Nice little jump shot to the right. And that'll be a 3-cap dom right now for this immunity squad.
Great job by Immunity. Mega now going to have to start to make some plays out of their books. You do see them jumping on C. And as of right now, 30 points separating them both. And they're just getting outplayed in their spawn buy. Wouldn't have been expecting this one. As soon as though they're on their host, they're going to have a bad time when Immunity bring back the Aussie connection. As you do see Shocks and Fighter, the duo, just in the face of Mega. Shocks, 6-point streak. Still avoiding bullets, make it step. No, he gets turned on by Hydra. Let's pretend that never happened, but Fight and Buzzo were there to clean up the kills. And Buzzo, alright, well, Buzzo's dead, but I like what he's doing. He's always, you brought it up in the previous series that he wasn't using that R5. He's decided to bring it back out, and this is what he loves to do. We'll watch him, fresh off the respawn, what he loves to do in Freight, just Freight in general, or any of these maps, just hang back, like what he's doing now, watching those line of sights, waiting for a guy from Mega to poke down one of these chokeholds, and just clean him up and help his team just have a solid set of eyes on a part of the map.
At the moment, minute 40 left here in the first half. It's a 40-point game and a lead in favour of Immunity here. And you'll see there in the kill screen, it is that duo of Fighter and Shocks both going ham at the moment. Was Naked and Buzzin both, on the scoreboard as well, but not as much as their teammates. Over the other side of things, even though we are on New Zealand toast, the Mega squad are struggling a little bit here, both in regards to kills and points on that board. Hydra, usually a big slayer for the Mega team. He's on 5 and 12. It's not what you want to see when your main slayer at the moment. The rest of the guys, while they are going minus, they do have a couple of caps to their name there. And of course, Eminence 8 and 8 with 1 cap to his name as well, breaking even for the squad. There's a few players up and around right now. They're trying once again now. A minute left on that clock to go here for B. So once again into a 50-point game. It's probably the 3rd game, I think, Immunity to get to 100 points. It looks to be the case. It looks like they'll be able to do that easily at the moment. But nice play here by Mega to really push out the aggressiveness on that B side of things. Take it off Immunity here to slow those points down.
Let's watch Immunity. Shocks. Just watching this guy constantly. He's just been an absolute thorn in the backside of Mega. They're trying to regain control of B, with 30 seconds left in the lead, which they have. They're not going to be worried too much about it, as Shock shows some third world knowledge there and just does a 180 onto back of Beck. Mega answering back, 2 down for each of them, 3 down permanently. Oh, both of the teams just answering back and forth there, but Mega looks like they'll be able to hold on to this B flag for the final few seconds. But I tell you what, for the second time, we've been watching Immunity on Freight domination. They've broken that 100-digit mark, as it is roughly a 40-point advantage coming into this one. Mega, they managed to claw it back a little, but 40 points, that is a big ask for them coming into the second half.
Yeah, it is. And obviously, you know, like I said, Immunity, I sort of had tipped in their favour just for the SMG gun game that was going to come out of that. And it seems to be the case. You know, Shocks and Fighter, both SMG players, really hammering in deep there and hard in that first half. So 102 to 65 at the end of the first half. So it's a good lead indeed to that squad. Thanks, of course, it will be the Immunity squad with it. And, you know, right now coming to the second half, I can sort of feel that Mega might be feeling it a little bit, but they're sort of thinking, okay, we can sort of come back from this 37 points. Not that big of a deal. It's not 37, but at the same time, it's a small map like Freight. So if you try and cap on a flag, players can easily get nades out to areas because it's so open and really shut you down. You know, you got to run at least one trophy if you want to try and pick up that B flag half the time. So right now, it'd be interesting to see what happens coming into the second half. Of course, still 5 minutes to come, but you know, right now I'm sort of feeling Immunity can pick up this first game in regards to domination of Freight.
They don't have to be too aggressive. They don't have to make too many plays though, because you know that 40-point advantage is just. It's just so nice to have, though. You know, it's just like, all right, guys, controller B. We'll just pick up some kills, get some map control, and then we'll just jump on it. They don't have to fret too much about it. They don't have to freak out. So they're in a really great position here. Mega, though, they've just put a boulder on their back there, and they got a lot of pressure riding on this one. Best of 5 series. Normally it's a best of 7 in grand finals, but we're not kidding around here. If they lose this map, and it's especially losing a map on host, seeing as though there's a big difference, they're going to be in a world of trouble afterwards.
Yeah, you know, I've seen all the players from Mega in person. None of them are massive lifters or bulkers, so that boulder is going to be very heavy for them. They're not buzzing. They're not like, you know, stocked and bulky and ready to go for any sort of situation in that regards, because he can easily carry the rest of his team. You know, we all know how skinny and fragile the man of Naked is in regards to height as well. You know, little 4'5". As these guys get set up for this next one, love you, Naked. And of course, they'll be looking to head into the second half. 5 minutes to come still. But right now, you know, it's Immunity's game and it's in their hands. All they got to do is just set up for 2 flag cap, you know, or just keep one flag neutral and hold a flag of their own, and they'll be looking good coming into game number 2. But not over yet. We'll find out, of course, as you mentioned. Mega do have host right now, and it is a New Zealand host compared to an Australian host for the Immunity squad. Doesn't seem to be affecting Immunity that much, but it is a bit of an advantage there for the Mega squad. So we'll find out what these guys are going to be capable of coming in. Let's rotate through the players, see what they're all running with again. Looks like a 3-1 for that team of Immunity, as we saw first time around, and looks like the squad of Mega have changed for a 3-1 as well. Killer Pie with the R5 out now instead of the original SM4 SMG combo they went with. But Hydra still running with an MTAR, you know, being the main Slayer role we usually see. I'm sort of thinking maybe he's going to try and change it up, be a bit more aggressive this time.
Hopefully. And guys, if you don't know what it's like, first in New Zealand's on their host, just picture yourself headbutting a brick wall. It's not the most pleasant of things to do so, but Immunity seem to be handling it quite well. 3 down as Shocks gets a nice double there. Good defense though by Killer Pie, picks a double. Can he get the third remaining player? He does get him through the smoke, but they still capture it in the end there. All 4 players for Immunity jumped onto that one, as now they're going to be homing in Killer Pie. Killer Pie, 4 for nothing right now. Let's watch him. Nearly gets the 5th kill as the B flag was getting contested. Immunity, good job at locking it down right there, but I like the positioning here from Killer Pie. He's already in top red, and this could be a very big advantage point for Mega.
As you'll see right now, like you said, it was a good advantage point there for Killer Pie. Went right at the top of red, but sadly couldn't do much with it from up high. Buckabout yet to get the mark though. 0-2 for his team in the squad there of Mega. That's the guys only on the 1, except for what we said. Killer Pie really starting off strong here. Fighter though, he's not 0-1. Doesn't have 2 caps to his name, so I'll give him credit for that. He had to get a kill here from that side of things, and that's something sort of a bit different for a man like Fighter, especially this SMG gun games. We see 6-1 now for Shocks, 4 point to his game as well. And just chilling back here. He's not really doing much with it. He's just waiting for these guys to poke on out and challenge him. But sadly, all he does is just sit there and eat the bullets away until he finally dies. Fight, however, being a smart play here, coming back towards their home flag to pick it up. They pick up B at the same time. Nice work there by Immunity to get their 2 cap back.
Killer Pie, I haven't flicked off him. He's just making some big plays, but I'm just noticing the kill feed just getting dominated by Immunity players, as they've done so well at keeping Mega out of this one. Buzzo jumps onto it with an R5 in hand, picks up 1. Can't get the double though, as the guys from Mega answer back. Naked, another 2-piece to his name, as he's going to jump on B. He's only got 2 players to deal with, but they will end up getting him into the fresh respawn. Now Fighter answers back. Mega, they're showing a lot more life in this one, but they are still down by 9 points. And if you add that on from the first half, it's nearly a 50-point deficit. 2 minutes and a half left. If Immunity just keep at this pace, it's going to be very hard for them.
Oh, I agreed. Obviously the immunity guys are just saying, okay, boys, we've got the lead already. Let's just, get a few kills here. Just try and hold on to the 2 flag, or at least 1 and a neutral, like I said at the start of this one. And they'll be looking and sitting pretty right now. That's what they're thinking. At the same time, Mega are aware of what they're down by. They're aware of how hard this is going to be, so they know they need the 2-cap advantage. They need to neutralise a third as well, because the simple 2-cap really won't do that much for them this late in the game, because as we said, they're not that much of a lead. 37 points for Immunity right now. Immunity aren't going to let that slip away that easily, and right now you'll see that on your screens as they're coming back in towards B. Once again, they might be losing it, but they challenge, they lose, and they challenge. And just like that, just as soon as Mega grab it, Shox is there. Just about neutralise it, he does neutralise it, and he just caps it by himself.
He just casually just hit fire, turns around, and just pulls the pants down on the Mega player. Like, he just doesn't even care. The score's virtually level now as Immunity once again taking in more points, but he gets absolutely smacked by Bakabek. Let's watch Naked now, see what he's up to as he does find Wolfman in the middle there. Can he get the double? No, the man of Bakabek just jumps off the flag. Good timing by him, Buzzo trying to make some plays happen, but his arms aren't big enough to get that player. As now they will be fighting for B control. Minute 30 left by, I think that might be the nail in the coffin. Eminent with a triple there. The double grenade and the kill. A little bit too late though, my friend, as Immunity, they would be able, with a minute 30 left, to walk away with map 1 here.
Yeah, obviously, unless there's, like you said, a double cap and a neutralization or a triple cap for that long, it's not going to happen in regards to Mega's favour, and I don't think Unity are going to let that happen in any given stage. That being said, though, Mega's still very much floating alive here and picking up every which player from Immunity as they try and challenge back on out. They do hold that 2 flag, but Naker's playing this smart. Naker's just chilling back here. He doesn't want them touching his home flag. He knows they're coming for it. He knows they have to come for it. As he picks them up straight away there as they try and challenge for him. He's going to head inside of fire right now and looking around for any which way player. One player to his right behind that 10-year A-bomb. He knows the player there. Now there's a shot's going out. Ragdoll effect happens to a few of the bodies. They go flying across the map. And up on high there on B, but from behind, it's going to be Killpie picking up Naked. Nice little plays there as well from the team. 35 left on that clock. 77 to 69. Of course, it is Mega with that lead, but the plus 37 points from Immunity at the start. It's pretty much game, as you stated earlier off, and it'll be Immunity taking out game number 1 in this best out of 5 series.
Immunity, map number 1, best of 5, and they're going to be coming into Search and Destroy. You're going to have to correct me, they will be switching hosts, correct?
They should be switching hosts every single game, yeah. Well, I believe, unless they play it differently where they go like 1, 2, and 3, and then they'll do 4 and 5 other hosts. I'm not sure. I'm assuming they will change every host, though.
Okay, well, we'll just go with the thought that Immunity are going to have hosts. It will be a Search and Destroy. And, yeah, what do we need to say? Immunity versus Mega was their host. I'm sorry, but Mega, it's a David and Goliath story here because they've got a lot of work to do. They dug themselves a hole and now they've got to try and climb out of it. They lost their host match, which is not ideal at all for them. In Immunity, they can almost feel those pro points. They can just like feel it in their grasp, and they're just hunting it down right now, trying to finalize it. Yeah,
of course. Obviously, Immunity are already in the lead in regards to the Australian scene or the Australian New Zealand scene in regards to pro points. They are the only ones actually up in their pro division. All the rest of the teams,
the difference
Rampage,
is like,
sorry,
yes, it's like Immunity. And then like everyone else.
Yeah, Rampage is up there with them, obviously, as he did fill out for them during the COD Champs side of things. So Fighter, it needs these points to get up with the rest of his team in that regards. Interesting to see, but plus 22 lead to the Immunity squad overall, 178 to 156 it ended up at. As we said, ladies and gentlemen, game number 2 will get underway in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. It will be a S&D on Sovereign.